Hello, and welcome back to our Advanced English series. I'm Emma, and today we're diving into something rather delicate, the world of connotation.
Hey everyone, I'm Jake. And Emma, I love this topic because it's where English gets really sneaky. Two words can mean almost the same thing, but one might compliment someone and the other might offend them.
Exactly. At C1 level, you already know thousands of words. The next step is choosing the right one, the word that carries the precise feeling you intend.
Right, because if I tell my friend her sister is skinny, that's very different from saying she's slender. One sounds critical, the other sounds like a compliment.
And that's the heart of today's lesson. We'll look at 5 word pairs that share a similar core meaning but carry very different emotional weight.
So if you've ever wondered why a native speaker reacted strangely to a word you used, this lesson is for you.
Let's start with a key concept. Every word has 2 layers. The first is its denotation, the dictionary meaning. The second is its connotation, the feeling, the attitude, the color it carries.
Take the word thin. Slender and skinny both mean thin, but slender suggests elegance and grace, while skinny suggests someone is too thin, almost unhealthy.
So denotation is what the word points to. Connotation is how the word feels.
And in advanced English, choosing words with the right connotation shows precision and sensitivity. It tells the listener you understand not just the language but the culture.
Today's 5 pairs are slender versus skinny, assertive versus aggressive, frugal versus stingy, curious versus nosy, and confident versus arrogant.
In each pair, the first word is positive or neutral, and the second word is negative. Same general meaning, very different feeling.
Let's hear a conversation now. Jake and I are catching up about a mutual friend, and I'm going to use these words naturally. Listen for the subtle differences. So Jake, I bumped into Marcus yesterday. He's looking wonderful, very slender these days. He's been doing yoga.
Oh nice. Last time I saw him he looked a bit skinny actually, like he wasn't eating enough. So slender is an improvement.
Yes, there's a real glow about him now. And he's started his own business, did you know? He's become incredibly assertive in meetings, apparently.
Assertive, not aggressive, I hope?
Oh no, not aggressive at all. He doesn't shout or push people around. He's just very clear about what he wants. That's healthy assertiveness.
Good. I worked with someone once who confused the two. He thought being aggressive was being assertive, and his whole team quit.
Oh dear. Anyway, Marcus has also become quite frugal since starting the business. Watching every penny.
Frugal is smart, as long as he's not stingy with his employees, paying them poorly or refusing to buy proper coffee.
No. He's frugal with himself but generous with others. He bought everyone lunch last week.
That's the difference. A frugal person is careful with money. A stingy person hurts other people to keep money.
Speaking of Marcus, his neighbor sounds dreadful. Apparently she's terribly nosy, always asking about his visitors.
Or maybe she's just curious and friendly.
No, she goes through his post and listens at the door. That's well past curious.
Yeah, that's nosy. Curious is a beautiful quality. Nosy is a violation.
Quite. Anyway, despite all this, Marcus remains lovely. Confident, but never arrogant.
Sounds like a great guy. Confidence with humility is rare.
Did you catch all 5 pairs there? Let's break them down. We started with slender and skinny. Both mean thin.
But slender is graceful, attractive, elegant. We say a slender figure, slender fingers, a slender vase. It's complimentary.
Skinny, on the other hand, suggests too thin. It can sound critical, or even unhealthy. You wouldn't normally tell someone they look skinny as a compliment.
Although, quick note, Americans do sometimes use skinny casually, like skinny jeans or a skinny latte. So context matters, but describing a person as skinny is usually negative.
Then we had assertive versus aggressive. An assertive person states their needs clearly and respects others while doing so.
An aggressive person tries to dominate. They might shout, threaten, or attack. Assertive is healthy. Aggressive is hostile.
Next, frugal and stingy. A frugal person is wise with money, they don't waste it.
A stingy person refuses to share. They'd rather watch a friend struggle than spend $1. It's mean-spirited.
Then curious and nosy. Curiosity is the foundation of learning. A curious mind explores, asks, wonders.
But nosy crosses a line. A nosy person digs into things that aren't their business. Curious respects boundaries, nosy ignores them.
And finally, confident versus arrogant. Confidence is believing in yourself.
Arrogance is believing you're better than everyone else. Confident people lift others up. Arrogant people look down on them.
Right. Let's hear another dialogue. This time, Jake is describing a job interview he had, and I'll help him choose the right words.
So Emma, I had this interview yesterday. The interviewer was a woman called Diana. Very tall, very skinny.
Did she seem unwell? Or was she simply elegant and slim?
Oh, she looked great actually. I should say slender. Very tall and slender, with this very put-together style.
Much better. Slender carries that elegance. Skinny would suggest she looked frail.
Got it. Anyway, she was very aggressive in the interview. She asked tough questions and didn't let me give vague answers.
Hold on. Did she shout at you? Insult you? Cut you off rudely?
No, nothing like that. She was just direct.
Then she wasn't aggressive, she was assertive. An assertive interviewer pushes you for clarity. An aggressive one would be hostile.
Right, you're correct. She was assertive, sharp, focused, but never aggressive. I respected that.
Good distinction. And what's the company like?
Well, Diana told me they're quite stingy with the budget. They reuse paper, they turn off lights, they don't waste anything.
Oh dear, careful again. If they're being responsible with resources, that's frugal, not stingy. Stingy implies meanness.
Yes, you're right. They're frugal, sensibly economical. They're not stingy with their employees. They pay well and offer good benefits.
Perfect. Frugal companies often thrive precisely because they're not stingy.
Diana also asked me a lot of personal questions. Where I grew up, my family, my hobbies. It felt a bit nosy at first.
Was she trying to get information she had no right to, or genuinely getting to know you?
Honestly, she was just curious about who I am as a person. Not nosy. I was being unfair.
Curious is a wonderful quality in an interviewer. Nosy would mean prying into things she had no business asking about.
Exactly. So she was curious, not nosy. And one more thing, at the end, she told me she was the best in her field. I thought that was arrogant.
Did she say it to put you down, or to share her credentials?
She said it matter-of-factly. She didn't compare herself to me or insult anyone. I think she was just being confident.
There we go. Confident people own their achievements without diminishing others. Arrogant people make sure you feel smaller.
So she was confident, not arrogant. I really learned something from this interview, and from this lesson.
Beautifully done. Let's now go through our vocabulary one more time, really carefully.
Slender, thin in an attractive, elegant way. A slender dancer, a slender wrist. Positive.
Skinny. Thin in a way that suggests too thin, perhaps unhealthy, often used critically. He looked skinny and tired.
Assertive. Confidently expressing your needs and opinions while respecting others. She gave an assertive presentation.
Aggressive, hostile, forceful, attacking. He shouted in an aggressive tone.
Frugal. Sensibly careful with money and resources. They lead a frugal lifestyle.
Stingy. Unwilling to share or spend money, even when it harms others. He was stingy with the tip.
Curious. Wanting to learn or know more, in a positive, respectful way. She has a curious mind.
Nosy. Intrusively interested in things that aren't your business. The nosy neighbor was always watching.
Confident, self-assured, believing in yourself. She gave a confident answer.
Arrogant, believing you're superior to others, often dismissive of them. His arrogant attitude annoyed everyone.
Notice the pattern. The first word in each pair is something we admire. The second is something we criticize.
And often the difference isn't in what someone does, but in how and why they do it. Let's review with a quick exercise, Jake. I'll give you a short situation, and you tell me which word fits.
Sounds good. Hit me.
A woman saves money so she can travel the world, but she always treats her friends to coffee. Is she frugal or stingy?
Definitely frugal. She's wise with money but not mean to others.
A man asks his colleague how much she earns and whether she's planning a baby. Is he curious or nosy?
Oh, that's very nosy. Those are private questions he has no right to ask.
A speaker tells the audience she has 20 years of experience and is proud of her work. Confident or arrogant?
Confident. She's stating facts about her experience. Arrogant would be saying nobody else can match her.
A model is described as having a slim, graceful figure. Slender or skinny?
Slender, for sure. Graceful is the key word.
And a manager calmly says, I disagree, and here's why. Assertive or aggressive?
Assertive. Calm, clear, respectful. Aggressive would involve shouting or threats.
Excellent. You've absolutely mastered this.
And to all our listeners, try this yourself. The next time you describe someone, pause. Ask yourself, is this slender or skinny? Confident or arrogant? The right word shows real care.
That's the heart of advanced English. Precision is kindness. The right word can compliment, while the wrong one can wound.
So thank you for spending these 15 minutes with us. We hope you feel a little more confident, not arrogant, about your vocabulary.
In our next lesson, C108, we'll be exploring idiomatic expressions in formal contexts. How to use figurative language professionally without sounding too casual.
It's a fun one. Idioms in business meetings, academic writing, and formal speeches. You'll love it.
Until then, keep listening, keep noticing, and keep choosing your words with care. Goodbye for now.
See you next time, everyone. Take care.